Hi, the date is the 18th of August, 2026, and um, I've been watching a few of my old videos where I talk about how I'm doing and where my life's at and the things that I'm working on, and I realized that a lot of the things I'm struggling with now, I've actually answered in the past, and so I think the subconscious thing that is so difficult for me after recovering from all the drinking, substances, and kind of taking my life in the direction I didn't want it to go is the fact that I have to go backward to go forward again. I have to actually solve and work through and practice doing things that I've done in the past that I thought I kind of had made it through, that I hadn't. And I don't think you ever really do make it through these things. I think that you get to a point where you don't have to think about them anymore and you just do them, but you never really get through them. Oh, shit. Whoops. Oh, camera fell over. I'm actually on like a little cliff overlooking the beach, so I really hope it doesn't fall off. But as I was saying, it's things that you've worked on before, but now you're going to have to work on it again, and you never really work through these things. And I think that's a good thing because it just becomes natural. It becomes like a habit where you can do something over and over again and become really good at it. But the fact that you can stop doing that and then it's no longer a habit, I think is a good thing, because you have unhealthy things like social media, or specific parts of social media, and like bad eating habits, and those things you want to be able to stop and then change. But that also works against you because things you have kind of worked through in the past can come back, and they are harder to deal with the second time because it's something that you've gone through before and you feel like you've worked through it. And I think the only way to really get through that is to just accept that you never really work through something. You just become really good at living with it. And that's kind of the topic I want to talk about, because it was a big realization. Watching the old videos that I made and being like, wow, this guy's really got his stuff together, and this guy is like, wow, this is impressive. I should do what he's doing. And then, yeah. So I'm definitely partially happy about it because it's something that I've done before. So it's not like a new thing. But that also kind of works against you because it's easy when it's a new thing. It's cool, it's fun, you're learning about a new thing, you're integrating a new thing. You still can go through the learning stage, but already knowing something and just having to take action to put it in place, especially for me, I find that a lot harder. But yeah, so going to put into action things that I've already worked on in the past. Oh shit. This thing just doesn't want to stay up. It's very windy up here, and I'm only just realizing that that may have an effect on the quality of the mic, which I hope it doesn't. But yeah, so integrating and actually going back so that I can go forward again. And so what that kind of practically looks like is learning to enjoy my life again, and learning that I don't need substances to have a good time, and kind of accepting that, because it's really easy when you're at a party or a function to just take something, to just, everybody's taking it, everybody's offering it, and only after you're like, I could have had a really good time if I didn't take that. Or even if I took that, I had a good time. I could have still had a good time if I didn't take that, and then I don't have the come down. And I think that is what I'm specifically focusing on, especially around the substances, but also around the kind of mindset of that it can get better. It can get better, and going for cold water swims, going and doing fun activities that involve other people too, so you're not just alone. It is it's better. And again, looking at some of my past videos, I kind of realized the pattern of I would talk about the bad things happening, and it would kind of like manifest more bad things to happen. So this time I want to focus on the good and focus on the lessons that I'm learning from the bad instead of just the bad. And yeah. And it's funny, I made a video saying I'm done complaining about my problems, when that's a funny way to look at how I'm talking about my problems. It seems like complaining. That's because that's a little subtle way of noticing I kind of really don't like myself. I really hope the mic's not too fuzzy. But it's interesting looking back and seeing where it started to go wrong. And the truth is I was complaining about my problems, and I wasn't taking any action to solve them, and I knew that, but instead of actually confronting the truth, I would come up with another excuse to kind of not confront that. And so looking at things from a positive angle doesn't mean that you're avoiding the negative angle. It's the fact that you're acknowledging that there's a positive and a negative angle, and you're choosing to focus on the positive. But it's getting really windy up here, and I don't want to drop my phone off the cliff. So that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching. See you guys.